Hello everyone, my name is Mike Roman. This is Discussion Post 2, Week 4, and what I'm going to be talking a little bit about are punitive damages. So it brings up in our book that punitive damages they don't really come about that often when a contract is breached unless a tort or a fraud is involved. And then you might see punitive damages, but normally you don't see them come about that often. So when I look punitive damages up, they really seem to arise when somebody was going through a lawsuit of some sort, and this is according to legaldictionary.net. This is an example that they gave. It says Hyundai was ordered to pay two families $240 million in punitive damages. And looking at a few other things, punitive damages really seem to come about when a judge wants to set a precedent on something where this specific behavior is not okay. It's not necessary. We don't want to see it come about again in the future. So punitive damages really seem to make a statement for everybody else. So, like I said, Hyundai was ordered to pay $240 million, which is a lucrative amount. But in 2011, two teenagers that died in a car accident while driving a Hyundai, their families proved that the seat belts were faulty, and apparently Hyundai knew about it, and they just didn't do anything about it. So they didn't, have a recall or anything like that. They just kind of let it ride. So from that, the judge really set a precedent saying this behavior is completely unnecessary and we don't want to see this in the future because obviously somebody's life was taken. So what my question is the punitive damages that are discussed in our book and how it doesn't really discuss it because they don't arise that often. And then based off this example, if two parties were to form a contract and they don't want a certain behavior to occur within that contract, that ultimately breaches it, are they able to use an example like this, even though it's extreme? Are they able to use a previous case that set a precedent in punitive damages? And are those two parties able to form an injunctive clause saying if you breach the contract in this way, or if you breach the contract in this way based off a previous case that set precedent saying that behavior is unnecessary, are you able to have a lawyer help you state within the contract, if you breach the contract in this way, you have to pay these amount of damages? That came about in my mind because an example that it gave, if you don't finish project A by this time, each day after that you have to pay $10,000. So are the two parties able to have an injunctive clause and have to pay certain damages based off of a previous case that set precedent in punitive damages? So I thought it was an interesting topic. Please let me know your thoughts. Again, my name is Mike Roman. This is Discussion Post 2, Week 4. And again, thank you for your time.